All right, this is the setup for our Fiasco, which is called Saturday Night 78, a playset that I kinda wrote. So I'm gonna just roll this. Yeah, so we'll roll the dice and
break up
and find out.
Oh,
Nice.
already
Oh, and you transform from my friend to my dad. All right.
Okay, cool.
Now I like to arrange them by number, just so we know what we have. Remembering that the last die is wild. All right. Not a lot of sixes, a lot of deuces.
That's
Not
disgusting.
a single one. That's also very funny. Wow, what an odd distribution we have. Okay, so
talking about the dice or
only
or
one
us at the table?
and only one
poor
three.
little three.
Okay, let's
know,
see.
so
So
sad.
we're gonna start out with relationships.
And so we use the dice and we use each number from the dice to burn off one of these and lock them in the game.
Yeah, so we start with a broad category. Our relationship categories are partnerships, rivalries, crime, romance, secrets, and showbiz. So I think that there really needs to be a crime relationship in this game.
78?
Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's only one tray, so I'm going to establish a crime relationship, but is it going to be with me and Bonnie, or is it going to be with me and Allison? Is either one of you
Who's a better partner in crime?
more interested in? Oh, well, that's you.
Yep.
Okay, so this is going to be crime. So you and I have a crime relationship.
Now these cards you can download, right? You can actually build this whole set online.
Yeah, these were made specifically. I just asked Bully Pulpit, "Hey, I have an idea." And Jason was like, "That's a great idea. Do that." So
They were like,
Isn't
we
the 21st
have some
century
heavy
cool?
stock
Yeah.
paper.
21st century is cool.
honestly, this would be great for speed dating. Now that I'm thinking.
Oh, is that
All right.
what this is? Did you
So
guys
that's-
secretly trick me into speed dating?
So now you can decide what kind of relationship exists between our characters, or you can establish a relationship between John's character. So you can choose rivalries,
Yep.
romance,
Ooh.
secrets, or showbiz. And that can either be between us or it can be between you guys. Keep in mind
Right.
that Allison and I already have a crime relationship. So
Right.
whatever you choose, it means that the relationship between us is going to somehow be influenced by the crime relationship I have with Allison's character.
I love the idea of celebrity and spurned fan between you and I.
Okay, great. Then you want to establish a showbiz relationship
Okay.
between us.
That's yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so then you just write down showbiz.
Okay.
And then if there's still a 6 when it gets back around to you, you can add that detail.
Oh, I see.
And then we'll have to.
Gotcha.
And then,
So it's just the
Oh,
generic.
she
Well,
doesn't
no, that's
pick a
three. That's
3?
celebrity.
or 3, yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
she
the way
can't.
Oh, that's so you
can't
can't be
because there's no
celebrities as
threes.
spurned fans.
That's okay.
But we can
showbiz.
still have a showbiz relationship.
I've been wanting a showbiz
Yeah.
relationship with you for a while. So
Okay, so John, you get to
You know what?
to
I'm
build up a
torn here. You get
relationship.
showbiz, romance, or rivalry seems to be the best sort of conflict. And there's a lot of 2s on the table. So considering you've got showbiz, I'm going to go rivalry with you.
sounds awesome.
Nice.
Go.
Ooh.
So, and category, yes. So I'm going
Yeah.
to put rivalry.
Okay, Allison.
Okay, so I can choose our.
Yep, you can
Yes,
choose
you
that.
choose
You
the
can choose
nature
your
of our
relationship, or if you want to,
I
you
could
can
define
define our
yours.
crime relationship.
Okay, so what do we have left? 6, 5, 4, and 2.
This really should be speed dating and make it so much easier.
It would.
I know, right?
Except with fictional personas you create at the table.
Well, welcome to my speed
Welcome
dating.
to speed dating.
I know. Well,
Have you ever dated?
And just like speed dating, everything goes bad.
I've been married 20 years. I don't even close to remember what dating is like. It seems awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
it is.
It is.
It is.
It really is. Yeah.
I think since you guys started a rivalry relationship, you and I should have a romance
We'll
relationship.
rock that out. There you
Oh,
go.
that's
Nice.
awesome.
Be nice.
Your wife of 20 years
Be
doesn't
jealous.
mind.
Be
Yeah, so we're
jealous.
gonna take a 4.
Internet boys.
4, okay. Now, let's see. Am I going to define our showbiz relationship or am I going to define our crime relationship? We've got plenty of 2s, so we could be newly minted gangsters. The newly minted gangsters have very high ambition.
And little
And the game
experience.
is
And little
high
experience.
ambition and low impulse
and
control.
low impulse control. So that's sort of interesting. We could be like out to sort of like make a big score or something like that.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, we're still trying to
Or-
figure out what our positions are.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
speed dating, speed dating.
Or let's see,
there come
we
the
could
angry
be
emails.
we could be director and star, which is interesting. Or we could be desperate talent agent and hot young thing, which would be interesting if we're in a crime relationship.
Depending
the
who the hot
star
young
and
thing
oh
is.
yeah, the other one.
Yeah.
No, I don't think those really work. I think if we're in a crime relationship and we're director and star, then that makes sense. That makes sense in New York in 1978,
Sure
right?
does, yep.
And it's sorted.
Yes.
Okay, so director
now you
and
define
star.
that, right?
I define that with a deuce. So I put a 2 there, and then
Okay.
you just write down director and star.
Do we know who's who?
Nah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, and now if you like, you can define further. You can add details to the rivalry that you have with John, or you can move on to giving your characters. You can go to like figure out what your needs are.
Okay.
You can have your character. Our characters can have your relationship with me.
Right.
Can have a need, and that's
Right.
one of these 6 things.
Okay.
Or you can do the same thing with John's relationship. This is how we know how the story's starting to come together. We'll be getting a sense of where the narrative arc's going to go.
You're either director or the star. You haven't locked that in, right?
Yeah.
That's the fun
I
part.
mean,
of
and
this
either way,
like
the director who's involved in crime or the star who's involved in crime.
Yeah.
I have a strong feeling that there's going to be cocaine involved in
There should
somewhere.
be. That's what it should
It's the
be.
70s.
Yeah.
Question.
Well, and also it doesn't necessarily, our relation doesn't have to lock in. So even if you chose like dancers on the same slick floor, that just might be our separate rivalry that's separate than your relationship with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you don't necessarily have to build it on that, although it's cool to build it on that.
Right. Or contenders for the same heart.
Contenders
A
for the
little
same.
romance.
Oh, and you guys are in a romantic relationship.
There you go.
We got it.
Contenders for the same heart.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
2.
2.
All right,
we got
so
Burton 2.
just put a 2 there.
And I'll write it down.
Yeah. Okay, so that means that you
Nice.
guys, your characters actually do have
Yeah,
have a thing.
baby.
So that could
What?
mean so that you guys are contending for her.
Now
For
it's
me.
the 70s.
Also, are we going to gender bend? Could she in theory
We
play a
can.
guy?
Yep,
Or-
we absolutely can. Yeah.
It's the 70s, so
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah,
gender.
also.
Or she could just be a
really
lesbian,
don't need
deal
to.
with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It happens.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Some people like to play the other sex. That's fine.
just
And dress in
saying.
cat suits. It's cool. It's the 21st century. We're cool. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not contenders for the
John.
same cat, just so you
You know what? I'm going to show the game actually allows varying it up. I'm going to vary it up.
Yep,
If
vary it
that's
up.
cool. I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to jump to needs.
Great. Go to needs.
And so I should go to needs. So I'm going to try to nail down a need between Alison and Hai.
Okay.
So we got to get in, to get out, to get free, to get respect, to get even, to get high. All right, let's see. What do we got here? We got a lot of 5s blown around, which is to get even. I think our romantic relationship is based on mutual hatred of someone. To get even is pretty cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Says
give me
the
a
guy
5.
that's
Yeah,
been
that's
married
great.
a long
Right, so-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no mutual hate binds you.
So burn a 5, and then and then put
then
that between you guys.
category
Oh,
is-
that's a great idea, John.
Yeah, to get even.
So now we
even.
know why they're in a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Someone's going down.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay,
I'll
so
put
we're
that-
to.
I'll put that there.
Okay, so
now you can either
I can either define us because that
yes,
hasn't.
or define us,
Yep,
or
we can figure
define
out
that.
what kind of
Right.
crime
Yes.
relationship we have.
Right. What
So
did I do
we
here?
can be criminal accessories. We can be the muscle in the mouth, the official on the take. I don't think that really makes sense. Or newly minted gangsters. But yeah, it's up to you.
I like the newly minted gangsters. I like that we're no good at what we do.
Okay, yeah, sure. I think that's great.
Newly minted
right.
gangsters, director and star.
Okay, so if we're newly minted gangsters, I'm gonna go to
Go to
I'm
object.
gonna go to
I know you're going to
objects.
object. You got misplaced. Oh, you got.
I think it's drugs.
It's gotta be drugs.
It's got to be drugs.
Always
look
drugs.
at misplaced. It could be weirder. Some of the categories do lend themselves more towards violent fiascos.
Although
Yes. Yeah.
a Lincoln loaded with
Like the
heroin.
creative records that aren't
is-
yours.
That's pretty
Pretty
good.
awesome.
I'm willing for that.
Also, the very last die that we use for the setup
Can be anything.
it can be anything at all.
Okay,
It's
cool.
wild. so
All right,
that's cool.
gotcha. So you only have to do misplaced or drugs. Is that what you're saying?
My instinct is to do drugs. Like
Go
that's
drugs. Go drugs.
that's-
It already looks like the relationships are complicated enough.
Yeah.
Just a simple bad idea.
I just want to
of
say
Yeah.
the Lincoln loaded with a hidden heroin.
Right?
I instantly went to Abe Lincoln, thinking it was a prop of Abe Lincoln.
By the way, that's a perfectly acceptable way to play that one.
I'm
That is
just saying.
absolutely
It is-
correct.
it
yeah.
is not specific.
We don't
Yeah.
say
It
what
It could
kind
be
of movie.
an animatronic
It
Abe
could-
Lincoln.
This could be a historic smut film. We don't know. We have no idea. I know.
Okay, so Bonnie, go
Yes.
ahead.
Oh, okay.
If you want,
Yes.
you can nail down
Oh,
drugs.
look, we have a location. We need location.
Yep,
right?
or
Kind
you
of.
can start
So
thinking of
drugs
locations.
isn't just between you and I. Drugs as a general.
Well, it's primarily between our two characters.
but other people
I
can
think
still-
I think it's related to why we're gangsters.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
like to
because
get
it's not
even is
technically with
related
her
to our romance.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Location
What's
is
the good balance? Is it like you want a lot of needs, and then do we need to get like a location or two floating around in here too, or?
It's good to have a location because then we know it helps narrow things down.
Yeah.
I think needs inspire,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
locations and objects kind of direct.
And define.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go the needs route, yeah?
You can. You're going to burn 2 dice if you do a needs.
Oops.
Well, you're going to burn 2 dice anyway. You're gonna
Okay.
do two dice no matter what you do. So so just go ahead and decide.
I don't want to be too needy, Will.
Too late.
And it would be needs between you and I or director and star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Either one.
I kind of like the idea of getting into Studio 54 because at that time every star director wanted in there because that's where all the deals were made, the romance was made, the drugs were made, crime was made.
Yeah.
But we
already
don't
see,
have a one.
See, our contenders for the same
don't
heart already
want.
burns out a lot of
No,
needs
Studio
and a lot of.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But it's a 2.
Yeah,
But you can use the wild
No,
one.
but you need a 1 to get that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we need a 1 to get in.
You can use the wild one at the
just
end.
like real Studio 64. So
Or 54.
This is another thing I love about this game as a writer is that it's like forces you into new choice.
yeah.
Right? And
I don't want to do that choice. Well, you have to.
Well, you have
Well,
to.
if I was a director, I'd probably want respect. Stars don't so much care about the respect part.
Right? So if you choose that, then we know that you're the director.
Yeah, but man, that's such a tough choice. And then you and I have a.
You can have contenders for the same heart, and by that way,
Yeah.
that might not necessarily be. We have a romance, and
Right.
we'll get
Yes,
even
we
with it,
do.
but it might
Yeah.
be.
I mean, it might be,
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
You're working really hard to make sure that you and I have a romantic relationship.
I swear by Thor's hammer, I will kiss you before.
Oh my gosh.
Out of the way, Hayslip.
Yes.
I love the fact, by the way, your stalkers are like, Hayslip is right there. Why is he moving past her to Wheaton? I don't understand.
Meanwhile, all
It's
of
because you know something none of them know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
the ending to all slash fiction that involves Will. That's basically. I'm gonna just go star route. That I always want to get even with the ones who couldn't see that I was special. Because most stars are like, you know what?
That's great.
I was in obscurity. Now that I'm a rising star, I'm going to get back at all the girls that never invited me to things.
Wow, your voice just went like totally dead when you
No,
said
no,
that.
to get even is 5.
5.
Yeah, but we have it to get even, but the one that is.
There could be another to get even.
Oh, there can?
Yeah, sure.
Don't hold me
Yeah,
back.
you
Okay, but then
start-
there's no 3s to define what you
start
wanted
general.
it to be.
But once, if you're stuck with a general one, then you
Yeah.
can kind of wing it. You can
Okay,
pick one.
okay, then never mind.
Plus we
Guess
still have
what?
the wild
I've never
die
played the
floating
game
around.
before. Do
Yeah.
what you want to do.
And also, when you were that revenge-filled and want to get even, it doesn't have to be specific.
Nope.
It goes all
Yeah.
over the place.
Agreed.
I could
Yeah.
be mad about a donut that
So-
was misplaced. I mean, it doesn't really.
Your revenge is like you want fame. You
Yeah.
want fame so bad.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll show them.
I'll show them.
Oh, you're 25-year-old me.
Or 39-year-old me.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's not necessarily
Or do I write-
tied to a relationship. So
Yeah.
just sort of put it in front of you, and we'll figure out
Okay.
The
what
vessel for that
Yeah, we'll
relationship.
figure out what relationship
It
that
could
goes
be why you guys
into.
have a rivalry, though.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and put down to get
Well,
even.
pull a 5 from the
Okay.
Pull a
board.
5.
Yep. There you go.
And it's all you, John.
Oh, all right, cool. In that case, I'm going to define either the to get even or romance for us.
Okay.
So let's see. What have we got left? A one-night stand that gonorrhea won't let you forget about.
You're welcome.
For just another Romeo
That was
and
all
Juliet.
Will Heinemarch.
Yeah. 5 is someday soon, maybe tonight. Nice. Doesn't really define the relationship though. And 6 is estranged and you both hate it. Divorced but teamed up to get even.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
Oh,
it.
take the
Pass me the
6.
6.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So then, contending
That's
for the same heart, you could
awesome.
be either trying to get me back
Yeah.
or completely trying to get someone else.
Well, estranged and you both hate it. We could tweak that to just, or we neither one knows we want to be back together.
Together,
or-
right,
Yeah.
right.
And maybe
like it.
both don't
Yeah.
know at the same time you want to
That's
get back
great.
together.
Yeah, we think it's just motivated by to get even, and meanwhile
Yeah.
we turn away and do the.
Yeah.
If only.
I miss
The
him.
audience is like, why? Just kiss her, and then it all ends in blood.
Put down the gun and make out.
Obviously.
Again, speed
Wow,
dating.
you've totally, you've totally said that out loud in the theater.
I know.
Put down the gun and make
Yeah,
out.
I'm that person.
Yeah.
Don't
That's-
go,
that's-
don't go
that's
in
you
there.
watching
Actually,
Bones.
I know.
Pretty sure I
It
said that
is.
in The
It is.
Expendables.
Yes, it really is. Yeah.
I said that a lot in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Not Deliverance.
No, not Deliverance. No, I was like, please pick up the gun.
Fast
please
and
pick up
Furious
the gun.
5,
Fast and Furious 5.
when Vin Diesel
is fighting the Rock.
is fighting The Rock, and they get like, they're literally
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, make out,
Yeah.
just make out, just, it's fine, it's cool, no one's watching, just make out.
If you put the right
We're
music
fighting
on.
and kissing and fighting
Yeah.
and kissing. No, we weren't kissing. We were fighting.
You put the right music on. Expendables can be rather sexual. I'm just saying.
That's a horrible thing that I wish you hadn't
There's
told
a
me.
lot of
Haunt my dreams.
sexy, sweaty old man
dude.
tattoos.
Haislip,
All
grab
right.
it, grab it.
No,
Haislip, this
okay.
is why I was out.
Anyway, moving on.
Do you
We
want
don't have a
to-
location.
We don't have any locations, so if you want to set a location, then
Or should we settle drugs?
So what I think we ought to do is, like, if you set a location, I'll define drugs.
Okay.
Or the other way
vice
around.
versa.
It's also possible that we may not need to nail down drugs. It's just drugs.
Drugs.
Then we pick out whatever
It is 78.
It's
Yeah.
78.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a
drugs are
big
everything.
everywhere.
Thing of drugs, you just pick out what you want.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, I think I'm gonna do location. We have clubs, public, and hellholes left. So maybe it needs to be in a club.
It's 78.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with clubs.
Okay.
There you go.
We are in a club, y'all.
I think I'm going to set the club. This is kind of cool. The last night of a club called Glamorous.
Oh, there you go.
that's-
It's all built around that one last night.
It's
Yeah.
all built around
Yeah.
that one. Like
And by the way, if you're actually writing a movie, a tight little time frame is your friend if you're going to use Fiasco to help build your movie. So
yeah,
that's great.
So let's do that. So go ahead and write that down, Allison.
That's why
It's,
we're newly minted gangsters too. Because
yeah.
we had to put it together last minute.
Yeah.
We knew
There you
something had to go
Yeah,
down.
I think
Yeah.
maybe we're trying to get out of the club with a big score. We
so
know.
you can go make your movie, and I can get the girl that you're actually, in theory, would be sleeping with.
Yeah, buddy.
There you
78.
go.
Yeah.
78.
Yeah.
It's all coming together, and then the tilt is going to completely fuck us and make all of all of our
All go
well-laid
horribly
bad
wrong.
plans go horribly wrong.
Also, we're not tied to just the characters that are at the table. If we need to bring in an outside character, one of the other players generally just plays them while the other two players vote.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you need to bring
like a
in
character
club
just
owner,
at random?
gangster, stuff like-
Bartender, a lot of bartenders end up at
whoever,
Fiasco.
whoever fits the setting,
Yeah.
because when you establish,
Right.
you're kind of calling what that scene's going to be.
Gotcha.
I nailed down clubs on
Oh,
here
what
for
club?
her.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
And then I think we're just going to go ahead and just leave drugs.
Yeah.
It's drugs.
That's drugs.
As drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Go ahead.
Although I do get one more.
Yep, that's true. And the last die is wild, so
Right.
you're gonna get the
I've got
last
the
die.
wild
You
die.
can, so you can do
I can do whatever.
anything
Okay.
you want. Yeah.
Well, what's going to make this more interesting to throw in?
Another object makes things pretty interesting.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we have enough needs on the table?
That's what I was
Let's
just
see.
thinking.
To
have
get
two
even.
needs.
To get even.
And there's an
we don't really
implied
have a
need.
need, but I mean, come on, crime and drugs.
Yeah.
There's an
Gangsters
implied
with
need.
drugs.
in us.
There's
Let's
kind of
be
implied
honest.
needs.
Yeah.
There's an implied need there. We're okay for needs.
Okay,
Yeah.
if we're okay for needs, I'm going to the objectville and see
Let's see what we
see
got.
what we have left.
We got
A
a
5, a
4,
4,
and a
and a
2.
So 5, 4, 2. I like the idea of misplaced, but
Guys, if it was misplaced keys to the club and it's the
Yeah.
last night of a club called Glamorous, that kind of plays in together.
Yeah.
nice.
Those sort of work together. Okay. Now this is really important.
okay.
That object is either going to be between our characters,
Okay.
or it will be between your characters. And where you choose to place that is going to have. It's going to be very important to the relationship.
Okay.
So
The bag of drugs defines their crime relationship. That's the
Yeah.
basis of their crime.
Right.
relationship.
yeah. So if there's, let's see, you guys are rivals for you. You are contenders for the same heart. Your need is to get even.
No, her needs is to. Oh, do we?
Yeah,
both
you
get
both
even?
have to
Yeah.
get even. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
for,
it's
but, for,
undefined,
but
yeah.
for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a starlet, right? And you're a starlet who needs to get even. You guys are contenders for the same heart. Maybe you're contending because you need to get even. That's interesting.
Right.
So then you should probably, if you're going to do an object with that, choose an object that is connected to that
Gotcha. So I
relationship.
think I've changed my mind.
Okay.
I think I might be back to the Lincoln.
Lincoln loaded with this hidden heroin.
Yeah. Because I'm just thinking drugs could be the center of getting even, becoming a star.
Well, what if-
last night on a club?
What if it was keys to the club between the two of you guys? What if you guys own the club together? Like, you know, you're the actual
Oh.
money guy, but you're the celebrity
The
name to the
celebrity
club.
stuff. Ah, Haislip. No.
well done.
There you
go.
It all comes together, and
I'm
that
down with that.
actually really simplifies what we have going on
I'm
here.
down with that.
Yeah, so you're the celebrity owner of the club, and it's
Thank
the
you.
last night of the club, so the club is clearly not doing well.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Probably
And
because
then,
you guys
I,
have
and, then,
had
and,
this
then I am,
rivalry.
and then I'm a director who
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
But I'm also a criminal with you.
Yep. What?
And I'm basically helping you romance estranged but both hate it. Basically the divorced couple, and I'm helping you because I basically plan on fucking him once you try to do the drug.
Oh.
That's who I'm trying to get even with. is
You're
you.
trying to get even with me. Yeah.
Because you are taking her off to Hollywood and wrecking my chance to keep the club open.
Zing.
Zing.
She's actually successful. We got to pick like what actress model she is for 78. Like who got
Yeah.
sucked up out of the New York scene and brought to.
Yeah. I don't know. I was 6 in 78, so I don't.
Can remind me.
Even born.
God damn it.
Oh my God. I'm not the old. Okay, we're around the same.
No, I'm older than you. I'm just because I drink so much, I look great.
Right. Because the glasses.
Okay, so
It's the
what did
glasses.
you settle on?
Wasn't it
Misplaced.
Misplaced.
misplaced?
Misplaced keys
And
to the
then
club?
you'll have to
Is that what
define
we-
I'll define
Yeah.
keys to the club.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
so we'll burn a 5.
5 and a
There we go.
4.
And then we'll burn the 4 for John. So write down keys to the club there.
Okay.
And now,
Okay, so
Allison,
I have a
you can do
wild-
anything you want with that. You can
What?
Define
you can
her to get
define
even.
that's
to get
off.
even.
Or
you can
define our
define drugs.
So I think I have 2 good options. We could do, since it's our to get even.
Yep.
We could do by getting back what was taken, because if now she's leaving with
Oh, yeah.
like the keys to the club and all that, or the misplaced keys to the club,
Right.
she's basically taking the club with
Nice.
her.
Wait, what's to get even is needs? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it could be without getting taken down yourself. Are we trying to get even and not get caught? Or are we trying to get even because she's...
I'm trying to get even and not get caught because my dreams are shattered. Because
Yeah.
you were the greeter and then you were the dancer and I financed the whole thing and now you're famous and you're leaving and now it's all going toes up on
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
You got
And that
nothing
also
to
plays
lose.
into us being criminals without getting taken out.
Yeah.
So the whole question is because you need money to like finance your movie and stuff.
Yeah.
You've got like we'll talk about how you got the drugs.
Yeah, that'll
But
come
yeah.
out. That'll come out.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's
So
define
we're going to
to
do
get
it with 5 without getting taken down yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're trying to unload the drugs with him, and I'm trying to screw her without being
Right.
taken down. And maybe we wind up together, and maybe we just wind up bleeding out in the same hour.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
We'll have to play to find out.
Okay, the last thing we have to do,
Yes.
this is super important, is name
In the
our
shop is-
characters.
Okay.
Wow.
So then that's actually really, really important.
Now I have a dilemma.
Yeah.
So most starlets do not actually, that's not their
Stage
real
name
name.
and real name.
Yeah, just do them both.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
You know what I'm going? I'm going with Eddie O'Malley because he's from Westie Gang, and he
Yeah.
tried to go straight by opening the club, and now this bitch is ruining it, and now he's just going to have to settle things old school.
So do
That's
I have the same last
brilliant.
name as you?
No. I
Because we're
bet-
divorced?
We're divorced. Matter of fact, we should
But
be.
back then, did they actually change their names back, or did they just keep their name?
No, a lot of times.
So,
people
it
do
says
that.
something about your character. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you choose. Also, you
Yeah.
don't have to be Irish.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the marriage broke up.
Ooh, maybe like I'm Italian.
Yeah, Italian, New York.
Italian
Yeah.
and Irish mixed together.
There are a lot of
you kidding?
broken. There are a lot of broken plates in your house.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
All right.
Eddie O'Malley, yeah.
Eddie
Go
O'Malley.
ahead. All right.
Oh man. I'm trying to think of 70s names where I'm just thinking, I'm going through the Welcome Back Kotter cast list as I'm thinking of good 70s names.
I'm not trying to think of a really good Italian name.
Yeah, but you know what there was a big thing is the European sort of new wave and everything. Cinema was so big. A lot of actresses took those weird artsy names.
Yeah.
Right.
That, you know, like a very working class first name and then some sort of bullshit European.
Like a
last
French,
name. Yes.
like a
exactly.
Deneuve
Deneuve type
type.
of thing. Trish, you know, like Trish Deneuve. Like that's just, you know, bad choices.
Trish Deneuve. That's the
if
worst drag queen name ever.
Like, look, this guy calls himself a director, right? But basically, he's never going anywhere with any of that, right? So he's
No,
basically,
well-
so he's sort of like a street thug who acts like a director. So what if he gives himself a stage name like Johnny Slaughter?
Yes.
Wow.
I will actually pitch mid-level guy.
Mid-level guy? Okay.
Because if you're a thug, I would know how to handle you. If
Okay,
you're a
right.
real director who's taking it away, I don't know how to handle you.
Really good point. Really good point.
More
So,
conflict.
yep, that totally
Yeah.
changes everything. So,
You know,
am I
this
a-
was right when all the Raging Bulls guys were breaking. You could be like a little indie guy who's just about to go to Hollywood and you're taking her away.
Yeah,
from
that's
you.
perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. So, in an homage to Scorsese, my name will be Marty.
Brilliant.
Nice.
And let's see, what will my last name be? I'm definitely Italian, so I'm like.
Ooh, we're Italian gangsters.
Cousins
Wow.
or like something like that.
Apologies, Anti-Defamation League. I don't know, I'm Marty somebody. I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna get even. I'm a star.
What's your prettiest princess name in your head?
I don't Two princess names.
What's
Leia.
your prettiest? You know what?
Marty Spano?
Marty Spano.
Marty Spano. Oh,
By the way,
Marty
but
Spano.
N-E-A-O, he changed the Italian spelling to be French. N-E-A-U at the end.
Nouveau
Yes, Spano.
Faux.
Let's write that down here.
Faux Spano.
S-P-A-N-E-A-U?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, that's great. What a great detail. Marty Spano.
I'm definitely gonna have the first name Betty, so we were Betty and Eddie when we were
Oh,
married.
nice. Oh, people loved Betty and Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie's
That's
great.
actually who Billy Joel based the song on. Don't sing it, we can't pay for it. But that's
Yeah.
that's the couple.
Yeah.
There we go, Betty and Eddie.
So I'm trying to think of glamorous 70s type starlet names.
I like, you know,
Like
Leia's
a-
great because I like the idea that was one of the biggest. I mean, Star Wars was what, 77?
Yeah. Or Lily or.
Lily's nice.
I like Lily a lot.
I
You don't
like
like Lily?
Lily.
Go with Lily.
Okay,
Rush-
Lily.
we're in New York. We're in 1978. Russian name. It's the full mix. It's
Yeah.
the full mix of all the ethnic stew that was
Yep.
in New York in the
That's
70s.
such a good idea.
And
like
I know
Lily.
a little
Yeah.
Russian.
There you go.
And I don't mean like
Yeah.
a short guy that's named
Russian
Boris.
dude.
Yeah.
Is there some short guy out there right now watching YouTube going, oh,
She likes a little Russian. She totally.
Why don't we steal from my 36 game?
Okay.
And call her Liliana Anastasia or Lily Anastasia?
Keep in mind I have to pronounce it often.
Because Anastasia.
yes,
sort
but
of like,
Anastasia, and yes, she
right?
changed her name to be the Russian princess.
Yeah.
Who
So
died.
Lily
Why don't you-
Anastasia?
or
Lily
like-
Anastasia. It's plainly not your real name.
No.
But
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
it
Okay.
was.
I mean,
it was someone
that works.
speakable.
Yeah.
But that is that's my starlet name, yeah? Not
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Yeah.
not my real name, which is gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm
Good
gonna
to
be
know.
Betty Capozzi. That
Betty
sounds
Capozzi.
That's
right.
great.
Super
Nice.
Italian.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, we're
I'm
set
already
up.
There you go.
figuring what I look like in outfits and stuff, so.
So that was a fiasco. What a fiasco. Fiasco. Go home. It's over.